Welcome to TLI. For those of you that have never been to a TLI, my definition of TLI is a little bit different than the majority, because normally what does TLI stand for? This is not a TLI. This is District 30 Conference, right? But anyway, TLI stands for Toastmasters Leave Inspired. So I want you to leave inspired this afternoon by Marty's presentation. I'll get into his introduction in just a moment. If you have one of these devices of session distraction, i.e. your cell phone, would you please put them on silent, not on vibrate, because we don't want them buzzing and beeping and burping during Marty's presentation. So out of respect for him, if you please make sure that they're off. I'm sure you can disconnect from the world for the next 45 or 50 minutes. Yes and yes? Excellent. Excellent. I want you to keep in mind, because I know Marty personally, and you're going to have a tremendous amount of fun during this session. Because one of the elements and components of any Toastmasters meeting is we want to have fun, right, Bob? Because otherwise, what's the point of us doing it? So let me introduce our session presenter this afternoon. You did come to find your passion, did you not? Yes. Say yes! Yes! Okay, excellent. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to clap enthusiastically, energetically, and for some of my fellow Toastmasters, especially Tim Bolger. Tim, why don't we clap?
Because we want to help the speaker and give him some praise for his hard efforts and good presentation.
And what else? Recognition. What else?
Recognition.
David, say it loud.
Raise the energy.
Raise the energy. So we want the other session presenters in the next room or across the hall hear you clap enthusiastically, energetically for Marty. So let's just try that just for a moment before I introduce Marty. Ready? On three. 1, 2. Love the energy. Love the energy. Let me introduce our presenter this afternoon. MartyJalove is an artist, a writer, a poet, a philosopher, an inventor, a father, and a friend. Is that some alliteration or not? However, he's also a euphoric optimist. I actually call Marty an internal optimist. He's persistently pursuing his passion to help hundreds harness their happiness. Marty enjoys speaking in front of adults and children, hoping to help them discover their passion. Hello, Joan. And teach them how to explode with excitement and presentations. As a member of Lake Zurich Long Grove Toastmasters, which is the oldest Toastmasters in District 30, Sunday Speakers, which is a Sunday club which Michelle is president of, and also Good Humor Toastmasters. So he's going to provide us with good humor bars after the presentation. Better? Okay, excellent. Marty feels his greatest achievement has been facilitating the Youth Toastmasters program. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's the Youth Leadership Program. I encourage all of you to look into that and talk to Marty about that. And watching those kids grow into great speakers. It is my pleasure and my privilege to introduce your session presenter, Finding Your Passion. Please help me welcome MartyJalove.
I really hope I can live up to that introduction. So thank you, Jerry. Like Jerry was saying, I'm part of Toastmasters. I'm part of 3 clubs. I've been involved in Toastmasters for about 9 months now. I do public speaking for the business I'm in, which is physical security. Are there any locksmiths in this room? Anybody? Okay, so then I can talk to you about how boring the industry is. Anyone insult anyone. But my job is to take an otherwise boring industry like locksmithing, which is basically keys to small locks, machines that cut keys, and make that a more exciting industry, and make it more exciting for my customers and then their customers. So that's where I found my passion. My passion is not necessarily the job I do. My passion, I was able to link my passion to my job, because we can't all make a living off of our passion. But I'm hoping what we can do is take this journey together, find our passion, all right? Either follow that path or link that passion to something you're doing in life, a relationship you're in, your job, or at least the next speech you give. And who wants to add some emotion and passion to their next speech? Yeah? All right. Jerry stole some of my thunder, but I want to do this one step further. What I want everyone to do is get your hands way up in the air, stretch as hard as you can. Stretch so you can feel those muscles. And I want you, on the count of 3, to yell bacon. 1, 2, 3. Bacon! All right. Let's make sure that every other room here wonders what the hell is going on here. All right? So, I'm going to start with this. Giving a speech is a sales presentation and a prize fight. So I'm going to start like this. What is your passion? Keep that in mind. What is your passion? This is where we're going to start. This is why we're all here. When I say it's like a sales presentation and a prize fight, it's this. It's a sales presentation. You are always selling something. Whether you're selling yourself, the idea you're talking about, a concept, or just trying to get somebody to take your side. You're always up in front of somebody selling. Don't ever think of it as just, I'm here to give some information. There are some speeches that are good for giving information, but if you add passion to every single speech you give, you will knock it out of the park. Now, when you talk about adding passion, I have to pat myself on the back. Yesterday, I won the table topics contest. I don't think I was that nervous when my daughter was born. When I got up there, what I did was I stepped up there and I said, I'm going to practice what I preach. And I put as much passion into that speech as possible, and I won. Thank you again. So, when I talk about passion, the first thing I have to ask you is, what makes you get up in the morning and dance? What makes you want to jump out of bed and say, yes, it's fantastic? Too often, people have a job, and they hate going to work. They're like, oh my God, it's Monday, I have to go to the office. Oh, it's only Tuesday. Wednesday, it's hump day, I still only halfway through the week. This is a terrible way to live your life. There's only 52 weeks in a year. Why are you putting yourself through only living to the weekends? We might live about 80 years to round it off in our life. So that means that there's only 80 years. Why not enjoy every single year, every single month, every single week, right? We're supposed to enjoy every single day. Good friend of mine right here. All right? So ask yourself what it is that makes you jump out of bed and dance. When I was younger, it was drawing. This picture here is Pig. It's a pig. His name is Clarence, but his friends called him Bacon. So Bacon loves to bake bacon. So bacon, bacon, bacon. All right? When my daughter was 5 years old, she asked me if I would draw her a children's book, because I would tell her stories and draw for her. And on her birthday, I got this book published for her. So she was elated. Granted, it took 19 years. She's 24 years old. But I did finally get it published, so she's very excited about it. When I was younger, drawing was my passion. I loved doing it. I had older brothers. I come from a family of 7 children, loving parents, and an incredible aunt that was a second mother to me. So I'm number 6 out of 7 children. A lot of older brothers, 2 older sisters. Well, my older brothers were big guys. I'm the shortest one in my family. And they were big into sports. And so I couldn't compete, so I stayed away from them. Instead, I followed my sister's passion of drawing and art, and I got into that. And so when I was younger, I really enjoyed that. I tried to pursue art as a career, but what I realized was art to me was more of a love affair, and I just loved it so much. And I hated working somewhere when I would draw something and someone would go, yeah, can you put this line over here? Can you change this? And I finally said, no, I'm not going to do that. This is my work. This is my life's blood. I'm not going to do that. So drawing is on my own terms. The next step is I found that I had a passion for speaking. I loved speaking, and I could take a situation, understand what was going on, and turn it in a way in my favor. So I got into selling. And I give that to, again, my family. Again, number 6 and 7, you have to learn to talk quick to get the last pork chop off the plate. So I learned how to do that. So as I grew, I became a salesperson. I enjoyed that. But then I realized my real passion was talking to groups. Because I absolutely love. I can't even express to you how much I love talking to groups and seeing smiles appear. I talk with people. You have a gorgeous smile. All right? I love seeing the smiles appear because I feel like my message is getting across. I've sold you on my idea. All right? I also talk about this saying that this is kind of like a prize fight because every time I'm up here, I'm trying to convince you of something. I want to win this. I don't want to walk away knowing that half of you said, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, I want to win the fight, and I'm willing to fight for it. Put as much energy in this as possible. So that's my passion. So I ask you this, and I'm going to just pick 3 people at random. Something in your life that makes you passion, something. I mean, I'm a public speaker. I was talking about drawing. It has nothing directly connected to it, but I use it as part of it. So let me ask you, what's your passion?
Singing.
Singing, beautiful. All right, if we have some time later, she's going to sing for us all.
Right now, I'm trying to get my singing business up.
Okay, fantastic, excellent. So what you should be doing is try to connect singing, which you really love to do, to the speaking. And maybe that's the niche that you find. Maybe you end up speaking to young singers. Maybe you add a more vocal variety to your speech. So that'd be fantastic, because then you really love the whole thing combined. So I'm going to ask you, sir, what's your passion? What makes you jump up in the morning?
Running.
Running. Well, then we have nothing in common. All right. So you wake up in the morning running. All right. So it makes you want to do that. So what do you do? Do you work? Fantastic. That's even better. All right. So what did you do?
Project manager.
All right. Did you ever find a spot of mixing running and project management? I mean, aside from running meetings, what else? What else?
Yeah, I help a lot of runners when we're out on the course.
Okay.
And,
All right.
I deal with a lot of contractors that have to make big spurts.
So you probably, the whole idea is that what you end up learning through your occupation was some leadership skills. And so then you bring that into the running and you expand your running life. So these are the kind of things that make us happy. Let's find one more, and I'm going to pick on Michelle. What's your real passion, Michelle?
My business,
Your business, which is?
which is shop.com and part-time business.
Okay, it's not a commercial. What do you sell?
Well, actually, so my passion is I can help other people with their health.
Okay, and so you sell health goods, right? So that's fantastic. I mean, it's a direct connection. So she's going to be very excited. And I'll tell you, sometimes when you talk to Michelle about it, you can hear the passion in her voice when she speaks about this. I'm going to tell you one more story about a friend of mine, Janine. When I was working in the locksmith business, early on I was working for a distributor, and we were distributing software. And we needed a tech support, somebody to handle tech support for disgruntled locksmiths who couldn't understand our software. So you're talking about, first off, the locksmith community, that's not that big. Then the software that locksmiths use is even smaller. And then the group that just doesn't like it. So to find somebody, you can't just put this in the newspaper. It's a very tough position to sell. So I looked for somebody who could just handle stress. That's all I was looking for, and I figured we could train her on everything else. So I brought Janine in, and I said, Janine, tell me what your passion is. What do you really want to do? If money was no object, everyone made the exact same amount of money, and all the goods and services were free, what would you really want to do in life? And she goes, Marty, I would love to do tech support for the software for a locksmith distributor. I said, Janine, come on, you're lying to me. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. What do you really want to do? I don't know what you want me to do.